Okay, welcome back to Speculate to Accumulate. We have made it to episode number 3. How are you, pal?
Thirsty for a win.
Thirsty for a win, so am I. Win and a pint, or a win then a pint. Last week, how did we get on? So, Plymouth won, Walsall drew, Watford lost, Mansfield drew, West Brom drew, Fulham won.
Yeah.
So that's one pick each for me and you. How many losers did we? We only had one what lost.
Yeah, and they got murdered.
Yeah, fucking 3-0 to Brighton. I know, it shocked me, that really did. So on aggregate, it's 3-2 to me now, mate. You've clawed one back. Both teams to score. We had Rochdale, Doncaster came in, Ipswich, Sunderland came in, Cardiff, Luton came in, Preston, Wigan didn't, Burnley, Southampton didn't, Rotherham, Lincoln didn't, but there was all score to nils. We've not had a 0-0 yet for the first 2 weeks.
We're knocking on the door.
Yeah, we're knocking on the door. So that was 2-1 to me, but we're 3-2 on aggregate on that one as well. So all to play for.
Keep it tight.
But this week, we're going again.
2 winners.
Yeah, 2 winners. Hopefully. You want to start, shall I? We'll start with the 6-fold hacker.
Well, you can have your first pick.
Right, so my first pick is going to be... This is so amateur, this one, isn't it? Liverpool. They're not the best price. As a single, it's only 4-9, but with a 4-1 win on the opening day of the season against Norwich, and they'll have all the confidence from the Super Cup as well, which they won midweek against Chelsea. I can't really see past them, especially with Southampton losing their opening game 3-0 to Burnley. Didn't see that one coming. Really didn't. I know there were 2 quick goals in.
I thought it was going to be a close game, that.
Yeah, but it was far from it, weren't it? So yeah, first pick for me is going to be Liverpool.
My first pick is going to be Bradford at home to Oldham. I think Bradford have done a decent bit of business in the summer. They started the season decent with 2 draws. I think they got spanked by Preston midweek in the League Cup, but Preston are 2 divisions above.
It's expected, isn't it?
Oldham have lost their opening 2 games, so I'm expecting Bradford to do well at home. So that's my first pick.
Up the Bantams, is it?
The Bantams, yeah.
Up the Bantams. My second pick is a bit closer to home. It's going to be Blackpool, who are playing Oxford. So Blackpool, they've won their opening 2 fixtures, 2-0. Well, their opening 2 fixtures, 2-0 at home to Bristol Rovers and 3-1 away at Southend. Oxford, they've won the last 2. Both 1-0 to Peterborough. One of them was in the Cup midweek, the EFL Cup first round, and one of them was in the league as well. So both 1-0. But they drew their opening fixture 1-1 away at Sunderland. But I just think with the Oystons now out of Blackpool, it seems to me that they're getting a bit of atmosphere. There's a lot of fans who was protesting who have gone back on, so the feel-good factor will be there at Bloomfield Road now, I think.
There's a lot more positivity around them this year.
Yeah, there is, yeah. So I do think with the previous owners gone, I think I can see him having a good go this season. So Blackpool to beat Oxford will be my second pick.
My second pick, I'm going for Salford at home to Port Vale. I think Salford have played 2 home games this season, winning in the league and then losing to Leeds midweek.
Yeah.
But they're obviously a strong side, came up comfortably last year. They should more than hold their own this year, probably make a promotion push, maybe playoffs. But Port Vale haven't won in the last 7 league games, so that's my reasoning for Salford at home to Port Vale.
Bit of trivia for you. Do you know which celebrity supports Port Vale? Very famous.
Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams, correct. My third pick, I'm going to go for Coventry to beat Bristol Rovers. Do you know which celebrity supports Coventry?
No.
Fucking none. Coventry to beat Bristol Rovers. Coventry have took 4 points from the first 2 games, and they beat Exeter 4-1 in the EFL Cup first round on Tuesday. So we'll take great confidence from that. Whereas Bristol Rovers, they've only took 1 point from their opening 2 games this season, which was a 0-0 draw at home to Wickham. Coventry are also unbeaten fucking can't even get it out. They're unbeaten in the last 8 games. Last losing on the final day of last season, 2-0 away to Doncaster. Not a bad little stat, that. So they've had a nice little pre-season there, really.
It's good to see you've actually done some homework this week.
I know, yeah. And I'm on an iPad. My little grey book's not out. So whereas in the first couple of episodes, Aiden might have been trying to look into my book, but he couldn't fucking read it anyway because my writing's like Arabic, innit?
Yeah.
You can't understand, but now you can actually see what I've done a bit of homework for this one. So my third pick is going to be Coventry at home to beat Bristol Rovers.
And my third pick is Lincoln to beat Southend. Lincoln have started the season well, 2 wins against Accrington and Rotherham, where Southend have started with 2 losses, which have been Coventry and Blackpool. So nice and straightforward one, hopefully. That's my third pick.
Nice. So the accumulator is going to be Liverpool to beat Southampton, Blackpool to beat Oxford, Coventry to beat Bristol Rovers,
Bradford to beat Oldham, Salford to beat Port Vale, and Lincoln to beat Southend.
Lovely. About 43-1.
Yeah, I think I got somewhere around there, 44, something like that.
Yeah. At the start of the week, it were a bit less because Liverpool hadn't played 120 minutes, like we mentioned before the pod. But yeah, I think that's a nice little price, isn't it?
I think it looks good.
But yeah, so that's going to be the normal sixfold. So then on to the both teams to score. Like I mentioned at the start of the pod, I think we've been unlucky with the both teams to score in the first 2 weekends. We've not had a nil-nil yet, and it was the same last weekend as it was the first weekend. We had 2 games come in, and the rest of them were all to nil.
We had 3 in last week, didn't we?
We're at 3.
Yeah,
it was 3. 3, and then 3 was like goals to nil. So both teams to score this week. Do you want to start?
I can do.
Go on.
My first pick is Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Aston Villa have a really good home record for scoring goals. The last time they drew a blank was against West Brom on the 16th of February. I'm not convinced that Aston Villa's defence is going to be up to much this season, so I think they'll be shipping goals most weeks. The likes of Ryan Fraser, Callum Wilson and Josh King should be too strong for Aston Villa, really. So I'd expect them to get a goal too. So that's my reasoning.
Got a mighty Tyrone, 27 million Tyrone Mings at the back.
Get me started
again. My first pick is going to be Forest Green versus Grimsby. Both teams are scoring this one. Both sides have scored and conceded in the last weekend's fixtures, and I'm quite confident that Grimsby have an away goal in them as they beat Morecambe 2-0 away in their opening fixture. So my first pick is going to be Forest Green versus Grimsby.
My second pick is Luton versus West Brom. Not much to say about this one other than that both times they've played in the league this season and both teams to score. It's come in both times, so nice and simple. Luton versus West Brom.
I think we've had them in the first 2 weekends, haven't we, Luton? We had them last weekend.
The first week they played on a Friday night, so we didn't have them there.
No, it was last weekend. It was at home to, was it Cardiff? Finished 1-1.
Yeah, you've got it on top of there, haven't you? Yeah, Cardiff.
Yeah,
Luton.
Cardiff Luton, yeah. Oh, they must have been away. I don't know. Anyway, it was both teams scored. My second pick is going to be Doncaster versus Fleetwood. Both teams have scored and conceded in their opening 2 fixtures so far this season. Doncaster against Rochdale and Gillingham both finished 1-1, and Fleetwood have had a 2-1 and a 3-1 win to Wimbledon and Peterborough, respectively. So my second pick is Doncaster versus Fleetwood.
And my third pick is Carlisle versus Carlisle versus Mansfield. Last time Carlisle failed to score at home was the 27th of October 2018 in a 1-0 loss to Yeovil. Mansfield only failed to score once in the last 11 away games, and both have landed both teams to score in both games this season. So that as far as the stats go, that should be pretty nailed on.
That's solid.
So there's your 0-0.
But no one out. Yeah, I'm going to say no. No one out. Look, there's a 0-0. My final pick, my third and final pick for the both teams to score is going to be Bristol City versus Queen's Park Rangers, aka QPR. In the game midweek, these two sides in the League Cup, they came up against each other and it finished 3-3. Both teams have scored and conceded in their opening two fixtures. Bristol City was 1-1 last weekend with Birmingham, and QPR was 1-1 with Huddersfield. So yeah, let it rain. Excuse me, it's in my fucking throat there. Let it rain goals like it did on Tuesday. I've written down. It's a bit corny. So yeah, the both teams to score. It's going to be fucking raining goals. Is Forest Green versus Grimsby,
Aston Villa versus Bournemouth,
Doncaster versus Fleetwood,
Luton versus West Brom,
and Bristol City versus QPR,
and Carlisle versus Mansfield. It's a sixfold.
Yeah, and I was waiting for you to go.
You went to finish, Sam.
And Carlisle versus Mansfield because it's a sixfold. Had a bit of feedback, most of it positive. But if you don't want to put the full, if you don't want to use the full sixfold, or if you'd want to combine 3 from the both teams to score in with 3 of our picks from the accumulator, you can do that. These are literally just tips. It's free advice with a bit of weight behind it, innit, really. So if you're building your own sixfold, for example,
even if you only take 1 from this, if it chips towards a win, it's
that's
a boost on your accuracy still.
That's it. If you're struggling, if you've got 5 games or 4 games and you're looking for another couple just to boost the odds up on your sixfold, and we've give our bloody 10 pence here, and they've gained as a listener, they've gained a bit of knowledge and they've added it to theirs and it's come in. At least then we've contributed a little bit. But if you do put the sixfold on with us, then if we do win, then it's party time, isn't it?
It is.
But if we do lose, we lose together, aren't we?
That's what we do.
That's it. So fingers crossed. Hopefully this week we can land something. I'm quite confident that one of them are going to come in. I fancy some goals this weekend.
It's the way you look at it as well. We're picking 44-1 Hackers. You only need to land 1 a season for them for you to break even.
What's a £5 a week?
Well, break even on the sixfold wins with a 44-1 Hacker, don't you?
Exactly.
Just 1, so two's guaranteed profit for the year.
Exactly. We've got to land 1, haven't we? Wait till we get to episode 38. Can you imagine if we still not fucking landed 1?
Oh dear.
But yeah, to everyone who's watched, thank you very much for watching. So everyone who's subscribed, thank you very much as well. We're now up to 75 subscribers on the channel. So 25 until triple figures. Let's get there. So if you did enjoy it, and you've got a mate who's really shit at betting, why don't you share it on your Facebook and then they can join in as well. But if you've enjoyed it and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button or subscribe over on Apple Podcasts. That way you'll get it pinged. You'll get this podcast pinged to your iPhone every week. And then you don't have to see our ugly mugs. You can just listen to it then. But if you do want to watch our ugly mugs, then they can watch it as well, can't they?
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. So thank you very much for watching or listening or both. And let's hope we can land something this weekend. Ciao.